There was an Afghan national, another one, who was suggesting that he was building a bomb to target Fort Worth. Let's read. An Afghan national was arrested after posting a video of himself on TikTok indicating that he was making a bomb with the intention of targeting the Fort Worth area, according to the Department of Homeland Security. According to an expert who spoke to Fox 4 on Saturday, the incident could have been much bigger for national implications for immigrants. North Texas Afghan national arrest Muhammad Dawood Alokoze was booked into the Tarrant County Jail on Tuesday on charges of making a terroristic threat. According to DHS, Alokoze came into the United States as part of Operation Allies Welcome under the Biden administration. He was admitted into the U.S. as a lawful permanent resident on September 7, 2022. So, what do you know? This guy who's threatening to bomb Dallas-Fort Worth also was brought to the United States under Operation Allies Welcome, which is, again, the same program that Lakenwall, the guy who just shot up the National Guard, same program he was brought in on. Again, I cannot stress this enough. Just because they were our friends over there does not mean they were our friends over here. And in fact, just because they were our friends over there does not mean they were actually our friends over there. Again, the Mujahideen splintered off into Al-Qaeda, did 9/11. Cannot be trusted. But for some reason, after the Biden administration's already disastrous withdrawal from Afghanistan, we brought in 80,000 people on military cargo planes, unvetted, into the United States. And you can't vet these people enough, by the way. Again, this guy, Lakenwall, the guy who killed Sarah Beckstrom and injured Andrew Wolf, now in critical condition, the two National Guardsmen, was literally on the Kandahar Strike Force, which was a U.S.-sanctioned paramilitary force that fought in southern Afghanistan and pushed back against ISIS, the Taliban, and Al-Qaeda. That was their purpose. They were members of the Afghanistan military, elite members that were pulled out and put in this strike force, and we used them. They were our allies, right? They were already our allies. We already vetted them to get into that strike force. But again, once the common enemy that you have disappears, your ally tends to remember how much they hate you. We had a common enemy. ISIS, Al-Qaeda, the Taliban. We were fighting those common enemies together, hand in hand. Think Halo 3. Okay? You're in High Trinity. You're fighting through waves of the Covenant, and the Flood show up. And the Flood help you fight through the waves of the Covenant. Remember, you get the big, what are they called? Like raw forms of the Flood. They're giant. They're helping you. They come to you. We're going to help you. We're going to help you. They fight through High Charity with you, the Covenant super base. And then when you finally reach the Prophet, what happens? The Flood turn on you, right? They've achieved their goal. Now they turn on you. Just remember, High Charity, not High Trinity. I know. I love this analogy. Thank you so much. Finish this fight. Okay. So, what's interesting is the inmate details reflect that this Afghan terrorist was white. See this? White. Now, take a look at this guy. That doesn't scream white to me. In fact, he's from Afghanistan. He's not white. And the reason that his booking likely indicated, or his inmate details indicated that he was white, was because the arresting agency booked him as white. Allegedly. Must read. Tarrant County has booked Muhammad Dawood Alokoze as white. Alokoze is an Afghan national who was smuggled into the United States by the Biden regime. He is currently accused of posting a TikTok video in which he appeared to be constructing a bomb with the Fort Worth area as the apparent target. I am reaching out to Tarrant County for comment. Why? Why is he classified as white? Why was he booked? as white. He's not white. Here's a clipping of a live stream that Mr. Alakoze was involved in. Watch the Arabic to English captions in the bottom of the screen right here.
سری هر کس افغان چه مشکل داشته باشه سری او انتیاری میکنم هیچ مشکل نیست.
So he's saying, where is your address? I will commit suicide on anyone who has a problem with Afghans. I will commit suicide on. I assume that doesn't mean he's going to walk up and, shoot himself in front of you. I assume that also means you're going bye-bye.
Dallas Fort Worth.
I'm going to commit suicide here, he says. And you're going to kill the infidels. I'm going to kill the infidels, he says. Now, keep in mind, this is allegedly. I don't speak Arabic. I'm kind of relying on the captions here. This is from Benny Johnson. Eric Daughtry reposted it. So I'm trusting Benny here. These captions are accurate.
And
I'm going to kill anyone who opposes the Afghans. This is the guy that they classified as white and arrested for making a bomb and targeting Dallas-Fort Worth. He's a taxi driver. Just remember that the next time you get in a taxi. He's building a bomb in his taxi. You don't have to be ashamed here in Texas. Disgusting. He's just talking about how many people he wants to kill. He's building a bomb out of his taxi. He's going to bomb Dallas-Fort Worth. Apparently, he posted a video of him building the bomb. We got this tweet yesterday. I found this in the wild. Do you care if Afghans are living in fear in America? I actually have a solution to this problem, but you're not going to like it. My solution to Afghans living in fear in America is don't live in fear in America. Go live in Afghanistan. Go home. Now, if your fear of living in America is less than your fear of living in Afghanistan, maybe you should keep your mouth shut. Stop complaining. Or go live in fear there. I don't really care. Whatever you're doing, just don't do it here. I really could care less. Okay? Robert O'Neill, who, if I'm not mistaken, is the man who killed Osama bin Laden, posted an analogy on Truth Social, and Donald Trump quoted it. Or I guess, yeah, he posted it on Twitter, and then Trump posted it on Truth Social. He says, if you've ever been to Afghanistan, you wouldn't understand. If you've never been to Afghanistan, you wouldn't understand. Let's run that back. If you've never been to Afghanistan, you wouldn't understand. If you showed these people an espresso machine and gave them free coffee, they would assume you were a witch and chop your head off. But let's bring them in. Donald J. Trump posts this on Truth Social. And then, of course, you have Brian Krasenstein, who says, breaking! Trump is a racist. Major cities like Kabul, Herat, Mazar-e-Sharif, and Kandahar have coffee shops, Wi-Fi, smartphones, and cars, and modern appliances. Afghanistan has shopping malls with electronic stores selling appliances far more advanced than an espresso machine. Many Afghans use Nespresso machines, smartphones, and other modern consumer electronics daily. Most people who have lived in Afghanistan, aid workers, journalists, U.S. personnel, etc., describe Afghans as warm, curious, friendly, tech familiar, and not prone to attacking you over a coffee maker. Doubt it. I think probably I'm gonna listen to Robert O'Neill, the Afghanistan and Iraq deployed veteran who killed Osama bin Laden, over Brian Krasenstein, who's probably never been to Afghanistan. I think I'm going to take the word of the guy who killed bin Laden. That's just my 2 cents. Just saying. We've got a student visa holder whose grandfather is a jihadi warlord who was celebrating the death of the 2 National Guardsmen who were killed in Washington, D.C. Drew Pavlo says, this guy's grandfather is an Afghan warlord who declared jihad on the United States and offered bounties on American soldiers. Obaidullah got a student visa under Biden, and he's now celebrating the execution of a National Guard soldier. Here he is right here. Mr. Bahir. It's sad to see Afghans running to re-kiss the overlord's ring and apologize for the attack in D.C. Have some pride and stop caring for those who would blame you for the action of one individual. The people they trained to kill us ended up hurting them. Not our circus, not our monkeys. Okay, then get out. Go home. Go back to Afghanistan. You don't belong here. If it's not your circus, not your monkeys, hey, get the f*** out. If 2 of our soldiers being murdered in the streets of our capital, 1 block away from the White House, by the people that share your heritage, is not your circus, not your monkeys, get the fuck out of my country. Not your circus, not your monkey. You don't belong in my schools. My taxpayer dollars pay for your schooling. Get out. We've got Death to America chants in Dearborn, Michigan. And again, I'm going to be relying on
this is why he would say to
the captions here. A lot of it's in English, but I believe the chants are in Arabic, so I'll be relying on the captions here that they're correct. Memory TV, from what I understand, is usually pretty accurate. So allegedly, this is what he's saying.
And this is why Imam Khomeini, who declared the International Day of Quds, this is why he would say to pour all of your chants and all of your shouts upon the head of America.
The whole crowd, Dearborn, Michigan.
Malcolm X said, and I quote, "We live in one of the rottenest countries that has ever existed on this earth. It's not Genocide Joe that has to go. It's the entire system that has to go. Any system that would allow such atrocities and such devilry to happen and would support it, such a system does not deserve to exist on God's earth."
So the United States doesn't deserve to exist on God's earth. Now, I believe that this video was from when Joe Biden was still president, because he's talking about, quote unquote, Genocide Joe.